people are terrified about generational wealth. That's why people are terrified of like very, very wealthy families that have transferred this money down to their children. Like, and the children don't earn it. That's the king. That's Joffrey.
Right. Yeah.
You know, everybody knows what that is. That's why Succession is such a good show, because you can relate to it.
Right.
Like, yeah, like what fucking bizarre reality do they exist in?
Dude, I don't know, but I wish I'd experienced it. It looks fucking fun, baby. Oh my God, can you imagine bursting out of that womb into some Illuminati fucking delivery chamber?
Guns blazing.
Holy shit, it's the best. Oh
What a
my
life.
God, what a life.
Private jets from birth.
Oh, fucking
Diamonds.
Incredible. Access to
Rolexes.
the adrenochrome chambers.
Adrenochrome on the left.
On the left, just
Just use your irises. They'll let you right in.
Dude, I can't even. It's that is just so crazy to imagine what that's like.
What is that like?
You never know. You never know what it's like to like worry about being able to like, you know, have you ever like gone out to eat with people and you have to run your credit card and you're like, please God, let it go through. How overdrawn is it? You know what I mean? Like those moments of like, I'm about to get humiliated in front of my friends. You've never known that. You've only known endless, infinite opulence. You're given, you have, your nannies have fucking nannies. You've got like, you're being educated by like some of the smartest people on the planet. Your diapers cost as much as like most people's like wardrobe for the year. You know,
in
like
the world, for sure.
Yeah. That's a really cool incarnation, man.
Strange. Because it doesn't give you the adversity that you need as a young person. It doesn't give you the challenges to overcome. It doesn't give you the real possibility that you could be broke someday. The real possibility that you might not have enough food. I think there's a superpower in growing up poor. I really do. It never escapes me. Never. Growing up poor, when I was a young boy and we were drinking like powdered milk and living off welfare, food stamps.
Wow.
I remember that. I remember that clearly. I remember shame.
Right.
I remember all of it.
Yeah.
And so also I saw my parents build out of that and then move to a respectable middle-class suburb so that we could go to a good high school.
Right.
So I saw what hard work and all the thinking that was involved in planning this out properly led to get out of that.
Yeah.
But we were in San Francisco in the 1970s, and it was fucking weird. I felt very vulnerable already, but then on top of that, to be poor, and then on top of that, to be a latchkey kid. So I was just like out wandering. I could just like leave and go anywhere.
Right. Yeah, man. That formed you.
Yeah, that forms you. And if you grow up on private jets, and if you grow up always knowing that you're going to have money, always knowing that you're going to be fine, always knowing that you're going to be a part of an empire at one point that has wealth, the likes of which no one will ever be able to explain, where your children will be billionaires. You can divide it evenly amongst their children. They'll be billionaires as well. It's nuts.
It's like a different universe.
But those kind of people that grow up in that environment will never think like you do. They won't. They'll never think like I do. They won't. There's like extra gears that you have that you're born with when you live in poverty. I think that's like, you look at all the great athletes, almost all of them, unless they grew up in households that were like very strong households where the father really encouraged athletics and was like really a great coach, and the kid like grew up competing and really enjoyed it. That's possible too. But in fighting in particular, boy, it's a lot of people from fucking dire poverty. It's a lot of people.
But don't you think it's possible as a parent? Because like, I mean, my kids aren't scraping by, and I know your kids aren't. Isn't it possible as a parent, if you're lucky enough to not have to worry about that shit our parents worried about?
Yes.
To still create a childhood and a life that isn't imbalanced and has within it the possibility for failure and having to like figure out how to do shit.
Yes,
right?
100%. It's possible. It's just a different challenge, right? like in life presenting you with challenges that you could have never predicted, you didn't ask for, and they're right in front of you and you have to deal with them. People that go through that sort of a life, I think they have like way more defenses up, way more awareness of deception, way more awareness of people's ulterior motives and people who are creepy, people who aren't being genuine. And you and I have both encountered plenty of people like that.
Yeah, sure.
Where you'll pull me aside and go, "Hey, man, I don't think this guy's cool. Like, there's something wrong with this guy."
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not going to get that necessarily from everybody. Some people are not going to see that.
Right.
They're not going to have been in dangerous situations where they had to like realize the consequences of not recognizing these kind of people early.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah.
So you learn, I mean, this is it sucks because it's like, what do you get? You get an inflamed fucking amygdala is what you get. You get like, your fucking brain just loves to spray out cortisol. And so like that's what you get because you came up with that. You watched your fucking parents freak the fuck out for potentially your entire childhood. And so you're freaked out. You're living in like a weird battlefield that doesn't even exist anymore that was your childhood. Whereas like some people they didn't have that. So they're they don't think about shit like that. They don't think about like, oh my God, is this person okay? Or, oh my God, they don't have that we have. I think it's, dude, honestly, man, I don't know. I do agree with you that adversity has to be in a human life. That if you remove adversity from a life, you do an incredible disservice to
the potential of that life.
To the potential of that life.
Yeah.
Because it's just physics.
But it can be in anything. It could be in disciplines. It could be in games they play. It could be in sports. It can be on a lot of things. But they have to do things. Like, you got to do shit.
You have to confront the learning curve.
Yeah. So you got to learn how to get better at stuff. And then you got to be excited about that feeling that you get when you get better at stuff.
Yes.
That's giant. That's a giant part of it.
Dude, that's it. That's it. And you start connecting with that feeling as being actual success.
Yeah.
That's actual success. Not like whatever else the world gives you is fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But if you never had that feeling in a lifetime and you were like sleeping on bags of fucking cash, it wouldn't mean anything.
It wouldn't mean anything. But that's the weirdness of winning the lottery. Right? It's the weirdness of all of a sudden becoming a part of this like hyper wealthy elite. And that's the weirdness of anybody's life in North America. Like, if you're in North America, first of all, you hit the fucking lottery. Right? If you're in the United States, oh shit, you don't even have to get vaccinated.